Hi there, we are FABTCG-FLESHANDBLOODTCG. Before starting a video, please click the subscribe and like button. This helps us a ton. Thank you. Today we will have a pure aura build, Prism versus Chain among Briar matches. And I'm building this deck to against Bravo. And I'm going first sign after Herald of Protections. We're going for 6. Let's go again. I'll try to gain the tempo and placing more aura on the field. And most of the aura is threat to make our opponent to destroy the aura and regain the tempo and slow it again. And this build is mostly a controlled aura build with many defense reactions. In the first turn, he blocks with all the cards. And I'm playing the Genesis. Of course, I think the Genesis will stay no longer than 1 turn. Then it start the turn for Kelvin. And Kelvin playing the Combo Spark with no fizzing. It will cause 1 arcane damage. He plays the second one and get the embodiment of lightning to make the next action card with go again. And he's playing the Scar with Scar. He's coming with 2 arcane and 4 physical damage with go against. And I will forecast there is a weapon attack to the Genesis and pass the turn. And because he don't have any resources, I will expecting he did not have the arsenal. And I decided not to block the arcane, take 2, and block for 1 card and take the extra 1. And I still have 3 cards. And at this moment, and I'm using the Merciful Retributions, for instance, and make the Genesis going to Soul and giving Kelvin 1 arcane damage. And I still have a aura on the field with no cards in hands. So I will do the 1 damage to Kelvin and pass the turn to him. And Kelvin pitching all the red cards to play the Runic Reclamations. It will making 7 damage, and if it hits, it will destroy an aura. And the Merciful Retributions is very important to us to make the continuous arcane damage for the reflections of the destroying of aura and making the arcane damage. So I'll try to block to hold the aura there. And I'm blocking for 3 cards for 7. And Tunic, start of my turn, giving 1 damage. And Arsenal and pass. And then is the first Gentleman Heroic from Kelvin. And we were expecting a big turn there. And there's a lightning strike for 5 and go against, and with the effect of the general mind harmonics coming with 8. And I'm blocking 6 and taking 2. And with the tunic, you come with the weapon swing. And for the aura of merciful retribution, and I will get instance and placing the second merciful retributions and give it to the soul and reflect for 1 arcane damage. Instead of my turn, I just play the shimmer and pass my turn. And Kelvin still have the gentleman relic here with a 4 card hands. And he played the Stolenta Alchemist with 2 floating to drawing 4 cards. But as an instant response, I put down the Arclight Sentinel to make him stop with his attack. And I'm hoping he won't have enough Earth card to fuse, and Gentleman will be broke after this turn. And in this spot, Kelvin don't have much chances and need to swing with the weapons to break the Arclight Sentinel, and I put it in the soul and making 1 arcane damage. And luckily he don't have the second pitch card, so the gentleman is passed. And in this spot, I'm thinking, will I attack or not? But because if I attack with the aura, it will have a +1 counter to the aura due to skimmer. It will make him to 32. Kelvin must not block because he have the Scarlet Scar on hand. So that I decided not to attack and don't let the Scarlet Scar have to go again and pass my turn. And Kelvin here just decided to swing the weapon and save the Scarlet Scar to Arsenal for 5 card hand turns and to attack my aura. And he decided to attack the merciful retribution, and I giving 1 arcane damage and go to the soul and start my turn with the 5 card hands. And I'm using the Prism ability to making a rack, making a shield, and attack with the skimmer for 2 and go again. And another one with go again. And I'm placing the third aura parable of humidity to reduce the damage for each attacking cards. And pass my turn. Of course, there's a scarf from Kelvin to go again. And I have 1 to protect my shield. And I'm just thinking, will Kelvin have the second scarf? But because of the shield, I will just taking 3. I'm down to 30. So maybe no difference for block or not blocking. Of course, there's the second one. And coming with 3, go again. I just take 2. And the parable of humidity is really hope in the matchup with the Wind Blaze with very gold-wide strategy. There are many attacks, 2 to 3 attacks any turns. And he is placing the Rebel, and I take the damage. The save of my cards. And keep on making the ring chain and swing with the weapons to the right. And if swing with the weapons, the rune chain will not resolve and stay in the field. And he targeting the parable of humidity. And I start the turn by making the shield, making my attack have bookends. And I decide to make my shield have the +1 counter. And the second go again with the shimmer and have the 2 go again. And I'm placing my third. Alright. The passing manage and pass the turn. Okay, I'm playing the Reverse Rebel and with 4 go again. And I'm placing the Parable of Humidity again to reduce their attack to 3. I place the aura in the reaction phase. And I'm blocking with the tunic for the arcing damage. And I decide to no block here, and I'm taking 2 damage. And Kelvin is playing the swarming here, and the embodiment of Earth is still alright, so we have the 3 and go again. Maybe there's a Litmus Blade I should wear because I knew the card he has a hand from the past turn, he revealing from the Rebels. And I taking 2 and coming with a Command and Conquer. What a big turn from Kelvin, and this coming with 5. And I have the Arsenal, and there's a Soul Shield Oh, Kelvin have the full value from me. And I'm removing one soul to making a shield. And adding the +1. Giving the +1 to the passive manage. And attack with 3 more rats. Kelvin playing the Cylinder Alchemix and getting 1 hit for Lightning Search. And following with the Lightning Search from Arsenal, you have the 3 organs and 4 more cards. Kelvin have the good build for the Briar, still have the continuous very good white deck. And there's attack move 3, and I use the thing below to block. And I'm expecting the weapon swing at the end, retargeting my right. And of course, there's a very great card from Runeblade. It's the Review and Runeblood, giving 4 Rune Chant and the second non-attack card to give the Embodiment of Lightning to give the next attention card go again. Oh, the 4 arcane damage is so hard to deal with. And I decide to block 2 arcane and take 2 arcane. And I'm blocking the Lightning Search from hand to go again. And there is a swarming, making more than 3. If you're going to have 4, go again. And of course there's a 3 now. And the swing, which is targeting the Parable of Humidity. And the Parable of Humidity already gave me more than 3 to 4 blocking by reducing the damage, which is a good card in the matchup with Moonblade. And I don't have hand card anymore, so I just swing with the Aura. I'm pushing the new counter on the passing village to giving a 3 and pass my turn. And Kelvin using the Garganian Tome for drawing 1. It activated swing of the weapon with arcane damage, and using the second non-attack card to get the Embodiment of Lightning to make the attachment card go against. And the second card is a Force of Nature. If there is a card with higher than the original attack, you will give a extra draw, and the card is a cost. If it hits, you can choose to draw 1 card with a quickened, so this card must be getting hit by pumping the extra from the attack ration of or the instant, which is the lightning press, and so I'm blocking 6, and I'm expecting the lightning press. So when I'm using the extra mana to get the shield for blocking the full block to stop, and if I'm blocking 9, in Kelvin will save up the lightning press, and it's coming with the weapon swing for the shimmer, and I still have 1 card. And I give a attack for 3. And the aura stay longer, the more value I can get. And Kelvin choose to block with the Skull Cap. And I'm just asking because the life is Kelvin lesser than me, so I'm asking how many Skull this Kelvin use. And this time, Force of Nature with Earth Fuse, getting a +1. I'm expecting the next attack cannot be hit. Oh, Prism for adding +3. There's a total +4 with the embodiment of Lightning, give the action card go against. And making the win chance +4. Of course, there's swarming with a 7 go again, and if it hits, it cannot block the arcane damage going through. And if it hits, you getting a card draw. So there's a full block there. And now blocking the arcane. I'm blocking with the show shield and the favor scene. And a weapon swing on the aura and pass the turn. And I'm attacking with the Hero for Protection with 5 with no go again. And if it hits, you're going to sow and create a shield. But because Woundblade is a hero with many armors, he can use the gloves to block 2 and giving 1 extra card to blocking 4 or 5 and prevent the damage. Yes, there's a full block of 5 and a plasma 10. And I'm running the deck as fast as I can to find my second piece of my Arclight Sentinel for expecting the calming of Channel Monk and Ronic. And Kelvin placing the Runic Reclamation because I don't have any rocks, so it's just a damage. And I'm blocking 4. I stick 3. And I'm placing the merciful retributions. And having 1 damage. Pass my turn. And channel here, and I very luckily to get my Arclight Sentinel in time. To stop 1 turn for the big attack. And Kelvin making the setup with placing the second non-attack action card to get the embodiment of lightning to save up the next turn for bigger attack, and swing with the weapons, and the weapon won't trigger the embodiment of lightning, and having an extra card for arsenal. And we discuss after the game, did I use the Arclight Sentinel instantly when the gentleman haven't come out, or I should wait at the second turn? And feel free to comment below to tell me your thoughts. And I just attack 1 and Kelvin block with the skull cap. I'm gonna pass my turn with 5 cards. And here's the big turn. And here's the runic reclamations. It's the 10 with go again, and if it hits, we will break my aura and create a rune chain. This is 10. And I block with 10 with a full block, but more attack is still coming. And I'm hoping he don't have the second Earth card to keep the Channel Monk in the field. And he already pitching 1 card. And there's the third non-attack. First non-attack. He Prism, giving a +3. And there's an Overload. 3 with Dominate, so there's a 9 with Dominate now, and if it hits, we give it go again. And this is not popular choice, card choice for Briar, but this is a great card. There's the 9, Dominate, and if it hits, we will have to go again. This is already a 19 damage turn. Thinking if this is a better choice by using the skull cap for more blocking instead of the new hat equipment piece for the instant placing more aura in this matchup. And I block 3 for taking 6. Go again. And with the weapon swing. And there's the second Earth card. The Chinaman will still there on the third turn. And my last card actually is the Herald of Addition. And I'm just thinking if I can keep the Wotan Herald and the Addition, and I can go with a 5 and dominate, drawing extra 2 cards to threat Kelvin to block. But I choose a more safe way to play, and I just block in 1 card and save up the Herald of Addition for the later turn. But if I just have 4 life and with the channelman still there, there's no any more chance. And last turn I just calculate if he do not have the blue to pitching for the rune chain and swing with the weapons, and I'm blocking with the tunic, I will just left 1 life if I keep the Wotan Herald and the Herald Editions. And there's a cost with 7. And Kelvin still have the Snapdragon Scaler. You'll have it go again for sure. If I not have a full block, and he'll draw an extra card. And oh, my card is not blocking. There's a cosmetic shield for making 3 shield. That's not enough. And I'm already using 2 cards. And that's the end of the game. And Kelvin not choosing the drawing cards. Just have the quicken is fine. And that's a GG. Good game, Kelvin. See you around. Please subscribe to the channel. Bye bye.